I think my favorite thing about being an astronaut is being a part of something so much bigger than just me. I was born and raised on a farm in Iowa, so grew up in a very rural environment. When I was 9 years old, I saw Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walk on the moon. It wasn't until I graduated from high school that they selected the first female astronauts. And so for me, that's when it became a transition from being a dream to a goal. And I joined NASA in 1986. I applied for 10 years after I got my PhD to become an astronaut before I was lucky enough to be selected. My most recent expedition actually ran over 9.5 months. Very special to get to spend some extra time on board the International Space Station. It's an amazing laboratory where we conduct many different scientific experiments. I also got to do 4 more spacewalks. Nothing really beats going for a walk out in space. Going on a spacewalk is really special because you're in a spacesuit. It's basically like a little spaceship built for one person. It's protecting me thermally and pressure-wise from the vacuum of space. But what's most amazing about the spacewalk is the view. Remember, we're going at 17,500 miles an hour, 16 times around the planet every day. So we're seeing a sunrise and a sunset about every 45 minutes as we go into the eclipse and come out into the sun. First you see what we call the limb of the Earth, and it's just this thin blue curved line, just as the light of the sun is starting to come around the planet. It's so alien to everything that we've grown up with. Here on Earth, everything is based on gravity, everything. And when you get up there, it's not anymore. And I just enjoyed the entire 9.5 months. A day in space starts off by waking up. Then usually I'd go and exercise. We exercise about 2.5 hours a day, and that's in order to maintain our muscle strength. On orbit, we have a tendency to lose both of those if we don't exercise. And the day could be anything. We could be doing scientific research. I could be fixing the toilet. Friday nights, we had a little tradition where we do dinner and a movie. Everybody was kind of into science themes, so we watched Passengers and Life, lots of science fiction movies. That is one of the really special things about working in space, is that every day is a little bit different. But I think a long duration space flight, what's very special about it is it becomes home. You adapt to being in zero gravity. Being able to move around so easily is a real treat. And once you adapt to that, it's hard to give it up to come back to Earth, because gravity really does suck. During my first and second missions, there were numerous women that came up to meet me on board the space station. And in fact, when I was the female commander of the International Space Station, Pam Melroy was commanding the shuttle that docked to the space station. So that was very special to have 2 women commanders on orbit at the same time. I wasn't the first female that happened to fly in space, and I've had lots of role models along the way to help and guide me, and most importantly, make me believe it's possible. Being able to inspire even 1 or 2 children to do something they didn't think they could do, I would consider that a big win for me.